Once there was a young girl named Diana who did not have a good memory. Her dad was a physicist and she wanted to be a physicist too. But because of her poor memory, she thought she shouldn't pursue physics. She was feeling like a failure. One day, her dad took her for a walk to discuss the problem. She told Dad that she wants to be a physicist just like him, but she doesn't think she can because of her poor memory. Dad said, "Let me tell you a little about Albert Einstein, then you can decide." Einstein was a slow learner, was famous for bad memory, could not recall names, dates, and phone numbers, but he was and is one of the great scientists on earth. Einstein's great breakthroughs came from visual experiments that he performed in his brain rather than memorizing facts from physics books. He was good at making mind maps and pictures to understand the physics processes that led him to the success, not memory. So you don't need only memory to be successful in physics. You need curiosity to learn more about nature and physics. People say that he had an extraordinary big brain, but he did many things in his life that we all can do. He was a very curious musician. He would play music whenever he was stuck to find an answer for a physics problem. Although he had a poor memory, but this curiosity and music helped him a lot to be a great scientist. Thus, we all can learn from Einstein's life. Let me explain how music helped him. Our five senses and brain exchange information via electric waves that control different parts of the brain and the body. Our left brain controls right side of the body and right side of the brain controls left side of the body. If we are left-handed, we are most likely using our right brain more and vice versa. Corpus callosum, body's largest bundle of neurons, exchange information from one part of the brain to the other. In order to use both sides of the brain to augment our learning experience, we need to grow the fibers of corpus callosum by using both hands. Learning musical instruments is one such activity. Math puzzles, juggling also use both sides of the brain and are helpful. People say Einstein had a big corpus callosum. Maybe he was born with it or he developed it by doing such activities. From research and my own experience, I can say that we may also modify our brain waves to augment our learning experience. There are different types of brain waves: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. All these waves have different frequencies starting from highest to the lowest. Most of us live our life with beta waves and usually stressed out and anxious. When we put our brain into lower wave frequencies such as the frequency of alpha wave, we can put ourselves in an ideal condition to learn new information, perform more elaborate tasks, learn languages, analyze complex situations, and even be in what sports psychologists call the zone, which is a state of improved focus and performance. Along with music, when you meditate, you are focusing on something, whether it's a candle flame, your breath going in or out, or a prayer. The electrical patterns in your brain slow down and relax, and the amplitude of your brain waves generally stabilizes in the alpha wave range. Special soothing music along with meditation may help us get there quickly. For example, white noise, music of rain, moving water, and the other natural sounds help us change beta waves to alpha waves to concentrate on studies, improve memory, and sleep patterns. If you do not understand some vocabulary words such as wavelength, frequency, and amplitude during the discussion, you will understand everything in Waves Unit of Physics 11 course. One more thing that you want to do is grow more neuron fibers in your brain via repetition. We all heard of practice of 10,000 hours to be successful to learn any new skill. When you learn, you grow neurons in your brain, and when you practice, then you make them strong. For example, music repeated gets under our skin. Advertisements repeated replay themselves when we see the product. Repetition of things has a distinct effect on us. Our short-term memories are notoriously short-term and can forget something in less than a second. Repetition is one of getting things into longer-term memory and hence is a key method for learning. A core principle of music is repetition. Some people have a greater or lesser number of times something needs to happen for them to be learned. My number is at least 4 to 5 times or even more to master a particular skill. After mastering a skill, I would usually repeat it before sleeping. Next day, when I get up, I will just go through the process in my head again. Then I repeat the same process next day, next week, and then maybe after a month. It works for me. I used this process for competitive exams. However, for a class like Physics 11, you actually need to understand the process and then learn the skill. Just find out your number of mastering a skill and a plan to become successful to learn anything in this world. Being a physicist, I would say physics equations aren't fun. Like Richard Feynman said, the pleasure is in finding things out to solve the mystery around. So don't worry about your memory. Just feed your curiosity and practice your skills. You will reach wherever you want. If you take physics and start reading past and current physics stories, you will feel like physics discoveries are like a sci-fi movie and universe is its stage. Isn't it interesting? Diana was surprisingly happy as she got a hope. Right away, she started searching online physics stories on her phone and decided to take Physics 11. Thanks for listening to the story.